everyone, welcome back to another 52 Licks. We've been talking about some underappreciated or underrated drummers. Here's one of my favorites, Billy Higgins. He's taking an open drum solo. I'll put the whole video down below. He's actually, at this point, he's playing on mallets during the open drum solo. He does this cool little triplet-y phrase. Let's check that out right now. So the phrase itself is just alternating triplets. It's just that the middle triplet is on each cymbal like this. That's all there is to it. It's just fairly fast. And particularly once you get up to tempo, what you really hear is... So how do you go that fast? How do you keep it sounding that smooth? And also, what are some practical applications? Let's dive into those next. So the first thing I want to mention before we get into like little exercises to do it is simply a technique thing, which is make sure when you go from your snare to the cymbals that the tips of the stick lead the way, and as you go back, less and less moves. And so we want economy of motion here. Don't use your elbows to get from the snare to the cymbals. Certainly don't use your shoulders, right? It should really just be this sort of flick of the wrist, like you're dealing cards kind of motion. So for me, I go from this kind of more American grip or German grip. I just turn over to French. But you can do that same thing all overhand or all French. Nice big wide motion with the tip of the stick, but the rest of it is pretty centered. Now the same thing over here. I'm just going to basically flick my wrists out. For me, I've got a little arc in my motion. But it's really just all on the wrist. As soon as I get any of these other big motors going, that's when things start to get jumbled. Let's break down a few exercises for it. So put simply, the easiest way to work on this is to do a measure of alternating triples on the snare drum, and then a measure where we played the little accent, or not the accent, but the middle triplet on the cymbal. Just go back and forth a few times, like this. So after you've kind of worked through that and gotten really comfortable with that, making that motion smooth and really being clear about what direction your stick is flying out, we want to talk about practical application of this lick. So an easy thing to do is to be able to play it for a measure and get out of it. So an easy thing for me is I'll play one of those. I've used it 1,000 times before. It's a great drumming phrase to get you out of anything, which is the Charlie Parker bebop, where we play one air. So I can play this lick for one measure. Play for 2 beats. That's a great way to kind of get you in and out. And then also you can just stop right on one if you want. And then go, also there are variations, right? So I play, I'm doing the original phrase, but you can put it on the third triplet. You could also keep the alternating, but go 2 and 2, which is what I did there toward the end. So lots of cool variations. It's a fun phrase to play. I'm always looking for short versions, and again, always thinking about how to get in and out of a phrase, because that way it's more flexible at different tempos. And also be real clear about making sure that your economy motion is nice and tight. It's a lot of fun to play. Hope you guys enjoy some Billy Higgins. See you on the next one. Good luck.